my name is Charlie, and I'm 13 and I'm from St Faith's. I'm just turning the sunflowers around because if one part of the flower just gets light, then it's not good for the rest of it. So we've got to change the angle slightly of them. You're just got to rely on their balance. These are geraniums, and if you look at them very closely, you can see that they look quite a lot like lily pads. And I love the colours of them, or just the brightness, and seeing the different amount of petals and the actual core part of the flower. And some of them have a beautiful smell. This plant here is samphire, and this grows near the sea. So because we're not that close to the sea in Cambridge, we've got to make our own special water because that the plant's used to, and we've added a teaspoon of salt into it. Right, I'm just going to give it a quick water now, just to make sure it's got enough. And you've got to when you water plants, you've got to make sure you water it at the root, not just on it, because that's not helpful. These plants here have been donated by a teacher that's been very ill this year, and she's grown them from seeds, so they're actually quite interesting or rare plants. So we've got some carrots here that usually we've got orange carrots, but these might come out purple, yellow, or just another colour. And the most important thing is we're going to sell these plants at a summer plant and flower sale. The money we raise will go straight to Macmillan Cancer Support. This is the wormery that we set up last year, and we put in some apple cores and fruit and veg and some newspaper. And the worms produce some waste that we call wormwood, and then we use that to fertilise the tomatoes in the greenhouse. Recently we've been noticing that we were growing dahlias here and that they've been very chomped and eaten and got slug trails all over them. So we decided to do a slug trial. And what we've been doing is we put a few different designs around them to see which one keeps the slugs out best. And so far, the only one that's had a sign is the letters with no protection. And it's got a bit of slug trail and being chomped a bit. But it is probably a bit too hot for slugs. I'm very involved in the eco committee, and one of our ideas recently was to put plants around all the classrooms in the school and a bottle of water to encourage teachers to water them. And if you come around here, this is the plant bed, and in exam week, me and Sam did some raking to rake the grass away, and then he brought a machine over to fertilise the soil, so it's easy to plant the wild flowers and things in it, because we're going to turn this into a wildflower meadow. Right, I'm going to plant some rainbow carrots here, but in recent years we've done leeks and potatoes, and then the school turned that into soup for lunch. Here at St Faith's we've got 3 gardening clubs. Right. I'm going to be teaching you how to pot a young plant. So what you've got to do first is get 1/3 of soil. You see the holes when they made it at the bottom? You've got to put your thumb in the hole and give it a push. And then hold it by the base of the stem, give it a wiggle. It should come out gently with some soil around it. And then you just got to flatten that soil a bit. Gently place it down into the pot and make sure it's straight. Fill the edges and fill the sides with soil. So it should be all the same level. But make sure you don't put too much in, because otherwise when you water it, the water will just come out of the pot. And give that a push down with your finger to make sure it's solid. And then that's done.
I love gardening because it's nice and relaxing and calming, and I always know what I'm doing. And sometimes with homeworks or classwork, you don't know what you're doing all the time. And I love watching flowers bloom and grow.
I'm Alison Price. I'm Head of Science at St Faith's, and I look after the school gardening club. Well, Charlie, he tends the school greenhouse every single day that he's in school. He'll be found there independently tidying, taking cuttings, potting up new plants, and more importantly, inspiring and teaching our next generation of gardeners at school. In the summer term, Charlie spends every spare minute making endless trips to the water butts, and we usually have to chase him into lunch. He gets so involved. Charlie comes to life in the garden. It's here that he feels confident enough to put himself forward. He takes a leading role and he truly shines.